Welcome everyone to another Black Desert Console stream. My name is Shirna.
My name is Trent.
And welcome to Sage's Awakening stream. First things first, let's get through some State of the Union addresses.
Well, if you're new to this stream, first what we do is a State of the Address. We talk to the patch notes, then we do...
what can kind of be considered gameplay.
Indeed, and then we have a dedicated Q&A. So, State of the Addresses. First thing, Sage needs work. I'm just going to straight up say it.
Yeah.
Sage needs work. When the class came out, I still think it's dope, but regardless, it does need help.
It seems to be on the strong side in group PvP. In 1v1, it's a piece of cake. In group PvP, you have to be predictive.
Yeah.
It is difficult. But I will say, like, the class has come out. It's pretty good. It's really strong in group PvP, but, we do things over time. Things will get changed.
Yeah. So I think, sorry, when I said help, I mean pushing it down the stairs. But, but yes, that part is relatively known. And in terms of how it performs on console, that has been made painfully aware to a bunch of people.
Yeah, we've made it clear. We've been reporting your feedback that we've received over the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
And yeah, it's getting to the attention of people who need to know. Don't worry about it. Eventually it will be sorted. Is it too strong right now? Kinda. I mean, in RBF, I find it relatively easy. If I get caught, I get caught. But
yeah,
we've talked about this before. The mentality going in is that if I get caught, it's my fault because I was out of position. But yeah, we know the issues.
Yeah.
Thank you for your reports. Thank you for the videos we've been sent. We've reported it to the people that need to know.
Pretty much.
But on that, with the Awakening, don't forget the damage formula changes. So there will be some maybe changes with that. We'll see how it performs after Awakening and then balance out. Like, take a look at the way Awakening and Succession play against each other, because we've had reports that Awakening is good, but not the brain dead Succession levels of Sage.
So yes, that's one stage there. So in terms of Sage, we'll be gathering more feedback, obviously, but a lot of that has been forwarded, and we spoke to Jezongnim about it and what it is on specifically on console. If you're joining us from PC, I can't speak too much about it. So that's one. Second State of the Address is for this stream, if you're here for the coupon, unfortunately, there won't be a coupon during this stream. So what ended up happening was one of our coupon systems kind of got messed up. And if you guys remember that there was a prevailing issue where if you use a coupon, it doesn't go through properly, and then you don't get the item and it says you've already inputted it and stuff, and it causes a major issue. So during this stream, there won't be a coupon. However, once we get that set up, I'll put it on social media.
Yep.
So Twitter, Facebook, and then on Discord. And then from there, I believe everyone's just going to share it on in-game and on Reddit. So that's the second State of the Address.
That's it, right, for State of the Addresses? Can we get into patch notes?
There's one more. When it comes to... So I was taking a look at a lot of content creators and stuff that they were doing, which has been really sweet to see. I like that for our stream, there have been people who have been doing summaries on YouTube, and then someone took the time out to kind of message us and saying, yo, is it okay if we do this because it takes away from your content? Which is like, dude, this stream isn't really content. So if you enjoy watching the stream, awesome. But on YouTube, people like Iron Wolf, which is one of our partners, a couple others on the tube that have been doing summaries, and they also explain what it means for console going forward. So if some of you don't know or haven't been faithfully watching what happens on PC, these summaries will be a great way to kind of look into it and see, okay, how do I need to prepare? So Iron Wolf, Lord X is pretty good with that as well. Zect and Miss Contagious as well, who does certain videos and information. The next part is on the Twitch side of things. If you ask questions, and if you're new, go to a lot of our partners who are really good at this stuff, which is I always rag on them, but Guido, Smon, Sly, Khan, and all these guys, they're really great. Ask them questions. and they're for the most part they're gonna tell, like if they don't know the answer they'll tell you. Maybe go to this guy instead. And there's a lot of others like Audrey or Exile that I always make fun of. Live is a dope streamer as well. Killer Croc. Insert username, who is GamerBeast.
Yep.
They're really great people. Sebs and them. They'll give you information about classes that honestly will help you be better in whatever form. So whether it's life skills, NEMs as well, and all these kind of people. Yes, I know a lot of you. I'm aware that you people exist.
Should we get to the meat?
Yes.
Bones?
So from there, we'll get into the patch notes and events, then gameplay, then Q&A, and then I'll talk more about the community stuff that what people have been doing because it's been really dope. I'm sorry I didn't get to like, comment, subscribe on YouTube channels this past week, just because and I'll explain it after the Q&A. I died for half a week.
Yeah.
That was not fun. Anyways, patch notes.
Okay, finally. Jeez.
It's a standing dress.
Keep going, man. Like, just take 10 minutes out to talk about your little friendship group. All right.
My people.
Okay, first up, obviously, is Sage Awakening. So, harness the power of the Cabellius. And when his Cabellius costume comes out, the Cabellius. Make sure to check it out. Remember, now this is something that I've talked to a few people about with Awakening. You can use pre-awakening skills.
Oh,
when
yes.
you have an Awakening class. Now, we've been watching quite a few skill guides for Sage Awakening, and they only use the Awakening skills. It's not succession. You can switch between the two if it feels good, which for me, I think it feels fine. There is a really quick way to switch back and forth. So we'll take a look.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a cool quest. You get a choice between going for a non-combat route and a combat route. The end result is the same within the quest. Personally, I would recommend the combat route because ook, but that's up to you.
The fight's pretty fun.
Yep. So I don't know whether it's worth reading this one. There will be some small changes to Star's End. Monsters will be moved around, and certain things are going to be changing soon. That's what we can put in there.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing at the moment. If you know PC updates of what came to Star's End, that's not coming this update. But the preparation work for it has. If that makes sense. So the map moves around ever so slightly. A couple of monsters have been throwing themselves towards the Black Star. That's the lore version. Okay. Next up.
Character changes?
Character changes. Right. So there's quite a bit to digest here.
Yeah.
First off, the biggest technology is here so far. We've had walking.
Oh, God.
We've had drying in the desert. We've had skill menus. We had the menu going left and heathen right.
Mm-hmm.
What we're bringing this time is the ability to summon the Black Spirit while moving. You will stop, but you don't have to stop first. And I believe you can do it while sitting on a horse. So this is, the technology is here. The biggest one so far is that the Black Spirit no longer deserves to be bowed down in front of. You can talk to him whenever you want.
Speaking of the Black Spirit.
Okay.
Right?
No, come on, man. You're going to skip the rest of the character changes. There's a lot to digest here.
Well, we're on the topic of Black Spirit, so might as well say that and then go into the character changes.
Okay, all right. That makes sense.
So with the Black Spirit, another thing that's coming in, and it's purely aesthetic more than anything else, is that you can now select what...
Do you have to downplay it that way?
It's purely aesthetic.
You could have said it was a technology is here.
You can choose the form of the Black Spirit that you want to use.
Yeah, so you can choose, depending on where you are in the quest lines and whatever, you can choose which form of the Black Spirit you would like, whether you want the Gassy Boy, whether you want the football, the Jelly Bean, the Rock.
The Rock is cool.
Or the badass Igo Batelli one.
Yeah.
You can choose which one to choose, you can choose which one you want to see the most. So we'll show you how to do that. It's not particularly difficult. It was difficult for us because we don't do quests on this account.
Yep.
Okay, so getting into it, there are a bunch of PvE changes. So this is towards like Tamer. Generally, PvP damage will be kept the same. So I just if you want full details, wait for the patch notes or see if you can find out the details. But PvE to Tamer, to Kuno, to Ranger, to...
Ranger gets it as well, yes.
Ranger gets it as well. Guardian doesn't. Berserker just gets a fix. Musa gets some. Who else gets it? There's quite a few. There's quite a few classes. Mystic gets some.
Yeah.
And that's that. But this update has also brought a fix to the core skill issue that has been plaguing Musa. It has been plaguing Witch.
And
Wizard.
Witch,
and Striker,
yeah,
and Mystic. It's been the reason why it took so long is because we found an issue. We had to investigate which skills it was on, and we discovered more and more skills. So then we had to look through every skill.
Yeah.
So it took a while, but that will be fixed this update. So the duplicate summon issue on the Awakening Witch with the core skill has been fixed. The double hit on Musa. Same for Striker, Mystic, Wizard as well. They all had this similar issue.
Yeah. I'm sorry it took so long. So essentially, Witch, Wiz, Striker, Mystic had a core skill issue, and it just took for a while to kind of just get to the bottom of that and see where it went wrong and where things were kind of going right but not right. So upon investigation of the amount of reports from you guys, which has been dope, thank you guys so much for that, for the Musa Witch ones, then we did investigations on all the classes and figured out, well, it's affecting other ones as well. And so that's why it took that long. So I'm very sorry about that.
Yep. Okay, new cooking quests in Velia, cooking for Velian soldiers, which will award high-quality hot pepper or high-quality garlic in the quantity of 500. You can get those as you're cooking. At a random chance, I guess, they just appear, and then you have to cook a certain meal to get those rewards.
However, you can only get one of the bonus quests. You can't have more than one.
Yep.
At a time. At a time. So, yes.
Okay, good news for those of you who know Dwarf. The Tier 2 elephants are in the game, and you can craft the blue helmet, which requires the golden Capodia elephant gear, which requires Oberyn's gold bar, is in the game now. I thought Tier 2 elephants were already in, just without the mask, but yeah. Yeah, so the new elephants. I know there were quite a few people who were asking for the new elephants. Congratulations, you can now get your Tier 2, blops. Yeah, blops.
Tier 2 elephants as well as their gear. The next thing is you can get a quest to get the rich, nutritious carrot meal, which essentially resets the death of your mounts, and you get it through the stable keeper. You can get it once per week if you're level 50 or higher, and, undead your horse.
There's also a quest added for a megaphone that you can do once per day. So, Corgi, I know you're out there. Good luck on the quest.
It's once per day?
It's once per day, and you get one megaphone per day.
This aligns with Corgi perfectly.
So you can get one Corgi is the greatest wizard in the world per day. But that's for free. So there's some UI changes as well. So Thea's orbs will now tell you the odds of getting the skill required. Some people might be surprised that it's quite generous.
Yeah.
In that the lower skills do have a much lower chance of appearing. I know the formula that works it out. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it, but the formula is crazy.
We can show it though.
Yeah.
In there. But yeah, the odds for that will be in. Another couple things of allowing you to check if a name is available before you create a character, family, or whatever.
Also, fix the issue where the world boss timer, the notification at the bottom would interfere with other UI menus. Unfortunately, we didn't think that would be an issue, so it wasn't checked. So now we know it's an issue, so anything else that pops up on the sides, we'll make sure to check it. So that's been fixed.
Thank you to people on Discord for actually sending that to me. I didn't get to respond to you guys, but yeah.
Yep. Very low-key change. The warrior, it was Sage for the Sage update, but the warrior that was in the original loading screen with the big circle, it's been updated. He now has friends, something we don't know anything about.
I have a friendship group. You don't.
But yeah, that's basically it for the patch notes. Some costumes and backgrounds have been modified to look more natural, and that is that.
Yes, that is that for this update. It's not a super big one if you weren't caring about Sage in the first place. A couple of quality of life stuff
The
and
balance
some
changes
aesthetic
are
stuff.
pretty good, though.
Yes, the balance changes are we're on our way in that direction. Same thing with obviously the Witch Wiz discussion. We are kind of working towards that.
There's been. I can't say a lot about it, but there has been a development in the balance thing that I cannot discuss right now.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
Yes, that's that. The other couple stuff is, if you guys remember from the road dev map, right now we are on pace for the content that has been suggested that was promised by Jesongnim in that video. We are making pretty good progress. Optimization, because I know people have been asking about that a lot. That is another thing that is going to be funneled with all that. If we miss a I guess like milestone, not milestone. What's
A target?
a target? Yes, that's the word. If we miss a target, apologies in advance, but I imagine that'd be in lieu of optimization in general.
So if you are aware of that, you would know something's coming, and we have a couple of events that will prepare you
Yes.
for what is to come. Nice transition there to the events. But first, the Awakening events for Sage Succession. So the Source of Lightning event.
What is the source of lightning, and how do you get this thing?
When you kill stuff, it'll automatically get picked up from monsters.
If you have your pets out.
If you have your pets out, you gotta have your pets out. Basically, the floor will start staticking, and you have to stay within it. Try to stand in the middle if possible, and you will eventually get zapped. This zap will give you plus 20 extra AP against monsters, and that will be for 2 weeks. There is a message that pops up on the screen telling you what's happening. So you just chill there for a little bit, get the extra 20 AP, and that lasts 5 minutes.
So if I'm actually, at Star Zen with Shirna and we're in a party and I pop the Source of Lightning, if he touches that lightning as well, he'll get the buff as well. So the duration of the buff is not 2 weeks. The event is 2 weeks.
The event is 2 weeks. The duration is 5 minutes. Let's just clear that up.
Very different from 2 weeks.
Yeah. Someone said duo grinding. I mean, how else are we gonna kill the grass beetles, man?
We a team.
We work together.
This
man.
is the original friendship group.
Yeah.
So the next one is the Stupefied Goblin event. So essentially, a goblin comes out. He's been struck by lightning, and you have a choice to basically help him or to steal from him. If you decide to help him, you'll get a Shakatu's Merchant's certificate, which gives you a bunch of monies and a quest to do so. However, you can only do that quest once.
You got that the wrong way around. Oh, no, you're right.
So you get the Shakatu cert, and then you trade it in, the quest is done. And then after that, if you run into the goblin again, you rob him blind. Continuously.
Pretty much. So the certificate you turn into the Shakatu Merchant Gold Bar. You get 10 of them instantly. There's a one-time quest. You get 10 of them. Now, remember, with those bars, you could sell them and earn 30 mil. 30 mil times 10. Or you can make it into the event gold bar boxing through the manufacturing window, which gives you the chance at 100 mil. I've had pretty good luck with the last event. Don't know if I'm going to risk it this time around because I'm kind of broke.
I'm just going to rob that goblin blind and hope for the best.
Yeah, and then the second time around, you just rob him for a couple of mil. Yeah, pretty good. And then you need to talk about this one. Because, guys, you've seen some of the events that we write, and they're good. But this one, let's give a little teaser of what they're in for when they get to read it. What's the event title, Trent?
Do you smell what the charred rock is cooking?
You can't say it like that.
How are you going to say it? How do you say that without shame?
So, do you smell what the charred rock is cooking? Take it away. What is it about? Because I didn't do the events.
Okay, so essentially what happens is that during the there's 2 ways to get charred rock events. One of which is a daily login, or not daily login, sorry, the playtime challenge. So 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, you get rock fragments, or you can beat monsters and gather, and you get charred rock fragments. When you do this, you go to Martha Kian, who is the most electrifying archaeologist in Black Desert Sciences, and you can get Kronstons, dude. Advice of Valks, 25 to 35. Advice of Valks, 40, 50. Craft Redstone bundle, Kronstone bundle, Craft Redstone bundle again, but a different variety or amount. Each of those big exchanges is once per family. But yes, raise the eyebrow when you say it. I cannot. I cannot. I don't have the power to do that. Do you want me to just read the description?
No. You gotta save it. You gotta savor it. It was a work of art because you were sitting there, you were writing, and you were like, "I'm missing one. What am I missing?" And you were looking at it for a good 20 minutes. What was it that you were missing?
I was missing the hold pause.
Right. Anyway.
But yes, Charred Rock event. Basically, you can exchange for good stuff. The bigger prize pool, I guess, is just once per family, but smaller stuff you can just Kronstones.
Okay, someone already asked about this.
Yeah.
And yes, we're getting it. The Awakened Sages Special Attendance Rewards. Could you have made that title any longer? Basically, you log in during the period. You don't have to be playing Sage if you have standards. But basically, you'll get things like Ancient Spirit Dust, Artisan's Memories, Advice of Valks 40, and eventually, on the last day, you will get an Advice of Valks plus 100 that you can use to tap whatever you feel like.
And yeah, but however, if for those of you who are life skills, there's also a sealed book of life 7 days, Mount Skill change coupons, and a naughty dog.
A naughty dog.
You can't say that without an accent. I'm sorry, that's not a phrase that you can say without an accent. But yeah, as Shirna said, a bunch of items for everyone.
I forgot this title and subtitle too.
Next is in preparation for some content that is coming in the future. If you don't know what's coming, watch the video again.
I'll just spoil it for you.
It has to do with boats.
Yeah.
What is the title?
We are sailors.
Subtitle?
Bum ba dum bum 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 bum.
Perfect.
Oh, sometimes
we
sometimes
did this
too much.
a while ago, but essentially we have the missing cargo quest where you help bring cargo and you get boat mats.
Yeah, you get things like standardized timber squares, you get jade coral ingots, pine coated plywood, and pine plywood. So these things you will be able to do. Kashima, can you press the blue button so as you can see chat?
I have been told,
Like, yeah.
because I know this. I know what some people's questions are going to be about this event. Are the boxes going to be okay? I've been told that they are going to work as intended. Now, what intended means is up for debate. But it is going to work as intended, and that's what I've been told multiple times.
Okay, also the Serbianka event. So when you're gathering, you can get the Serbianka voucher, and you can trade that in for 2 of those for exactly 1 log. Which is helpful because logs are always sold out on the marketplace. Okay, event 4, Patricchio's big sale, 50% discount on your energy.
Yes.
Just the energy, right?
Yes, on the energy. So it's a 50% discount on energy. If there's other stuff about it, I'm gonna hurt Costa. But 50% discount on energy, but also adventures will have 3 times higher the chance of getting certain boss gear. So Ooze, Liebers, Griffins, Dim, Geath, Red Nose, Bags, Muskins.
So basically all the armors.
Yes.
I like that you said ooze.
It's the best way to say it.
You kind of have to say it, right?
Yeah.
You just can't not say awus.
Ooze.
I'm sorry, I've been watching a bit too much Futurama. Okay, and then there is the basic attendance event, which will give you the usual Valks cry at the end and a fun accessory box.
Bang. Events are done. Yes. That is it.
Was DK on that buff list? I believe not this time, but as far as I am aware, buffs might be coming for... Oh, no, DK's in. Succession DK, Awakening DK. Yeah, my bad, dudes. It's in this one. So DK does get buffs as well. To be fair, DK stands for dead class, so she needed it. Okay, right.
People are asking about guru boxes. At the moment, not yet. Still underway.
Okay. Oh, whoa. That was close. I almost yeeted myself off a cliff before I even started. Okay.
Let's jump into the gameplay. Gameplay.
All right, so here we have the glorious, the magnificent Sage outfit for Awakening. I mean, look at those sandals. At least he's not wearing socks.
That's fair.
And I saw a lot of people.
Oh no, not this.
I'm going to do it. I saw a lot of people complaining, hey, why is he wearing sandals? Right, now, go to google.com, type in ancient Greek armor, look at the footwear. All I'm saying, bros.
I know you're giving information, but this just suddenly became a feet stream.
Yeah. Look at those. Look at those toes, boys. Okay, so there he is.
Now I know the conversation about Sage is ongoing right now. However, that aside, legitimately, I actually really like his costume.
Oh yeah. I
looks
actually
good.
like the Awakening version considerably more than the Succession.
Yeah.
But we'll talk more about that.
This is not a toe stream.
This is not a toe stream. We're not doing that kind of stuff. Okay, so first thing I do want to show is the Black Spirit changing. So most of you will have this version, and maybe you want to turn back to the Jelly Bean. So what you do is you go to the Black Spirit, you press Y.
Or triangle.
Or triangle. Sorry, I forgot.
We exist.
You do. And you can choose which version of the Black Spirit you want. So you got Gassy Boy, you got the Beanbag, you got the Jelly Bean.
The angry jelly bean, yes.
The angry Jelly Bean. You've got this guy who looks like he doesn't know what's going on. Might be my favorite one.
It's his informative years.
This is when he was 14. He had a bit of an emo haircut.
You're kind of discovering what's happening to your body.
And then we have, obviously, the other ones. And then you just select, press confirm, and then you summon him away. He disappears. And then when he comes back...
I hope to God this works.
Yeah,
let's go.
We have the teenage years Black Spirit. So that's obviously kind of...
That is a Black Spirit at a school dance who's just hanging out in the corner over there like, I'm going to go there when my friends go there, you know?
Okay, also, just to show you, because I didn't test this. All right, so we write it. The technology is here, boys! There you go. And look, I'm still on my horse, so I can continue to move after. Now, remember, we talked about this earlier in the stream. There will be no coupon code because we had issues with the coupon code manufacturing system. The goblins that are there apparently weren't fed their beer, so they refused to give us a coupon, but we will be releasing one hopefully after the stream if all things are fixed.
Yeah, once everything's up and ready, then I'll put it on social media as well as on Discord, and then people will be sharing it elsewhere.
Also, guys, I have the best stream horse in the world. It doesn't have double jump! Yes!
You have a pedestrian Ardonar.
Yeah,
that is actually my dream. I've been wanting this forever.
I know, and when I got it, I was like, yeah, that's what I'm in for. Admittedly, it is only level 1, so it'll probably learn the other skills in a bit. But, yeah. All right, I'm going to go back to...
What about summoning on a boat? I'm sure you can summon on a boat.
I mean, is the technology there? We don't know. Unfortunately, I don't
Did
have
the patch notes specifically say horses, or did it say mounts?
It said mounts, but let's be real.
So donkeys are included.
Oh, that's a good shout. That's a good shout. The other one that I wanted to show, I'm going to do a little bit of farming in Star's End because all of y'all know what Star's End looks like. I'm going to do a little bit, but then I'm going to go to Battle Arena so we can show off more of the PvP-ish aspects.
We're going to show up PvP, are we?
Well, I can't fight you because you don't have a console right now.
That's true.
So I'll be going against the dummies and showing the grabs and stuff like that. The other thing I want to show is the... Where is it? Thea's Orb stuff. So when you go to change your skill, right trigger and X, R2 square if you're on PlayStation, you get here and you select a skill that you want to change. And it tells you the odds here. As you can see...
We have a cheated fairy, but yes.
Yeah, we do have a cheated fairy. That's on us. But when you go to change it, you will see that generally 4 and 5 are the highest odds compared to the other skills. And the way it works is really complicated. There was
a notice about it.
I don't know if it ever got released.
It will one day.
Yeah. But basically, every skill has a points total. You roll a dice based on the amount of points in the whole pool, and then you have to roll under a certain number. It's crazy RNG stuff, but it makes sense once you get it. But yeah, and there we go. that's the fairy reroll stuff. Okay, right. Do I really have to show this?
Yes.
I don't want to. Okay, so as you can see, I am in pre-awakening, and I am doing what pre-awakening does, which is very slow form shifts. And we're gonna go over here. I'm gonna bring these guys in. So basically, if you watched any PC guide, they would not do this because they forgot that it's possible, I guess. So basically, I'm gonna go 1, spatial collapse, gravity rift, A, bam, 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 bam. Oh yeah! And then interrogate to finish. And ripstorm because why not? So yeah, that's basically the way to switch over in from pre-awakening to awakening. Pressing A after certain skills, which will cause you to jump. X if you're on the old PlayStation. And if you want to switch back, form shift is the only one I found so far. We spent maybe 45 minutes yesterday playing around with it. Maybe a bit longer than that, but I don't want to give people false hope that I know what I'm doing.
There's a couple questions on this one. Let me get into it. So, gathering nodes is another update without gathering nodes. I believe a few people were asking about this, but I'll go into it. So basically, we got pretty close, and then it took a hit. And essentially, what happened was that when we put the gathering nodes back in, everything got borked in terms of like the UI and just overall performance of the game. So we had to remove it, but we are definitely a lot closer towards getting that, and hopefully we'll get that in before the next like big update. You know, but it is something that I've been trying to push forward on for a while. It'd be cool to have a sophisticated counter system. How many mobs killed, loot scrolls popped in an area, our system, or so you mean like, I imagine you mean this like for yourself. There was a function that we were testing for a while, but it was...
That was the Marnie Stone crash loot counter that ended up...
Different one. They're talking about like mobs killed and stuff like that.
Okay.
So there was something like this that we were testing. I don't believe that they've returned to it just yet. I think we want to... Because if you go on Global Labs, there is a function for that where you can do like the journal.
The recording.
Yeah, the recording and whatnot. Even on PC, that got kind of jank. And so we're trying to kind of look into a way to count the mobs and make sure that it actually calculates properly. So you can actually go over, press it, and then stop recording, I guess. You know the Sage is broken when Shirna can play it?
All right, guys, I'm gonna tell you a thing. I don't know how to pocket skills.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's not that hard.
Dude, I'm a Zerg player, man. I don't have that many brain cells to use 90% of the time.
But the brain cells you do have are the glorious ones.
Exactly. I know how to hit things, and that's it. I'm stuck. Am I stuck in the log? I'm stuck in the log. God, yeah.
Shirna's not bad at the game. He's bad at Zerg.
Pretty much true. I have been doing a lot of Red Battlefield lately, though, and I'm pretty much undefeatable.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah.
I don't know,
The only
man.
time I ever lose is because my teammates suck.
Toxic, dude!
Whenever I see anyone from, like, Drop Bears or Sacred, I know I'm gonna lose because they're on my team, you know?
I mean, we shouldn't say that publicly. But we don't like Sacred. I like Sacred. Some of them are nice. Others are not so good.
Okay, one of the things is the Lightning Prison. Oh, this mask. The Lightning Prison is cancelable. So if you do it normally, it will have a long wind-up animation, but if you use it with certain skills, like that, no, that's the long wind-up. But if you do it with certain skills, you will be able to cancel it, making it a quicker release. As you can see, the damage is not as crazy, I would say, as the, the Succession. I am currently rocking Black Star normal weapon at 10 because I forgot to change gear and yeah.
Oh, I'll bring this up because Akaza kind of brought this up, that because they're talking about Sage running around, you can't see him when he runs around and stuff, and Because I was like, well, you can see them on the minimap, which is true. At the same time, though, because of certain hardware capabilities, like it does need a bit of work.
It does.
I don't think. I think relying on the minimap it's a strategy, but I don't think that should be the default. Do you know what I mean? So, true, minimap, yes, but I understand the arguments against what stage is on console right now.
I mean, when I'm in RBF, and I'm going to say this as bluntly as whatever, you pretty much know where they're going to be. Because they have 3 brain cells between the whole Sage class. Everyone who plays the class, they have 3 brain cells between a lot of them. I'm joking. I actually really like the Awakening book. But they generally end up in a very predictable place. And if you have something like a Zerk, and you have Devastation on your core skills, if you're Awakening, just throw it out there. You might look like an idiot if you miss, but when you hit, chef's kiss.
Someone has a point on Twitch where, in terms of the minimap stuff, like if you're on RBF and there's a million dots, you can't really see it, which is true.
Yep.
I absolutely agree with that, which is why I'm saying that that's not something that should be the default, not strat, but method, I guess, to track the stage. That shouldn't be the default. So, yeah, I agree with that 100%. 3 brain cells is 3 more than the strikers. That's not true. They have 1.
Between a lot of them.
Yeah, but again, a friendship group brain cell, you know, and it works out really well. Sage players have brain cells. They do.
Occasionally.
They do. Why does my okay? So
to be fair, we're mostly joking around.
Yeah.
We actually like all the classes except Val. We have to just put that in there.
I don't like Valve just because I've been here for so long.
But basically, we do like all the classes. We are clowning. We understand that Sage has a reputation right now, which is why we're joking on it, because we want to try and put off as many people as possible. No.
Ooh, that was cool. All this striker slander. There's a lot of slander to be thrown around everywhere. Jump in our Discord and you'll see the slander thrown at us as well. The other one that I want to kind of touch up on, because like we're not into the hardcore dedicated Q&A, but it's basically getting there, is the horse transfer on tag characters. So we made a mistake, I think, when we stayed on the stream.
Okay,
but
I messed up.
Yeah.
I misread all the stuff. Basically, what happens is both characters have a horse. When you tag, make sure you're on your horse, because then the horse will come with you. If you only have one horse, only one of the characters will have a horse. But if you're sitting on the horse, when you tag, you will be able to have your horse with you. So you have to be sitting on it, you have to be mounted when you do it.
Okay. Sorry.
Hopefully that clears it up. Sorry, I'm trying to not die here. I mean, I shouldn't be dying anyway, but I don't have any thumbs.
A lot of us don't. Where did it go? Shangless, I'm not sure what. I think I missed part of the message. Oh no, I didn't. It'd be cool to have the sophisticated counter system. I agree. I absolutely agree. If we can get that working at one point, I think it'd be awesome. Just because I don't think it's a necessity, but I think it's a really good quality of life change for people who, you know, don't want to just like have pen and paper track and then put it on an Excel sheet and make their own stuff. I think having a counter like that would be awesome. So it works out. It works out. Can we have the ability to have infinite pots in the family storage? I know you have a lot to say about this.
Dumb that you can't. I don't know what the issue is. There's probably a bug with it, but I'll ask around and see why that is the case.
Put a cooldown on Sage Teleport, or like a cooldown or a tracker. That's the going stuff with it.
I think a tracker would be fine, but like if you have skill effects off in general, you're probably still not going to see the tracker, which makes it a little more difficult.
That being said, even if it's on, I know some people can't see it before people get to it. I know.
Yes.
I know.
Yes. The other thing would, it's never going to happen, but the other one you could do would probably just make it so that the player sees Rift Chain, and then like if you're watching them,
yeah,
you just see a little man running around.
Yo, Hash players in chat, something on YouTube. With Suck Hash, when he uses All's Breath, you can see his name and health bar. Is that
if he's wearing the ghillie?
Regardless of ghillie? Or can anyone confirm that? I don't know about this at all.
C-Dot's here, right? he plays Hash, right?
I mean, there's a bunch of other hash players as well, but yeah, C-Dot's here too. Is that confirmed? I don't know if that's a thing.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not sure if that's a. Sorry, person on YouTube.
For those who are asking,
Unaware.
or nobody's really asking because I got disto. For those who are asking or thinking, my skill add-ons are in. They are on Lightning Prison. I got one on Gravity Rift because I like the way that Gravity Rift and Shock work together. So you
can see it.
So like this. You go like that. And those are my skill add-ons. If you can't see where my skill add-ons and cooldowns are, they're underneath my health bar.
So I didn't want to feed your ego, but someone said, "How did you get your cooldowns on the left side of the screen?"
Yo! I told you, man, it's dope. Okay, so you go to the edit UI settings. You hold on. Jeez, I can show you, but it's really easy. Go to the edit UI settings. Then you just move them there. You turn off the mount UI because it's kind of useless anyway, in my opinion. So you turn that off, and then you just move them there. And then don't forget to press Y like 6 times to make sure it saves, because you got to save the position, then you got to save the option, and then you got to save the actual overall UI stuff or something like that.
Go to the edit UI and mess around with it and see how it goes. Trent, you can only see it in Battle Arena. I imagine. I'm gonna go mess around with that. Yeah, thanks everyone for letting me know. Some people Twitch also kind of confirmed that this does happen at times. How come when I have hide other player skills, it doesn't show other... What?
How come it doesn't show other player skills?
When I have it off, it still doesn't show other player skills.
Make sure you A, save it. B, if there's too many people in the area and it's gonna crash your system, I believe it will try to automatically turn it off.
I know for PlayStation, the hardware itself takes like precautionary measures to delimit certain things. So yeah.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, I've seen RBF health bars no matter. Health bars? Yeah.
Health bars you can
yeah.
see when you're fighting.
Yeah. Can we talk about the Awakening trailer? What content area is it? The content is Awakening Sage. The area.
The area that it is in
is where Sage was fighting. More information about that in the future. I promise there will be more information about that in the future. Not like the Nova letter from Esk thing.
Yeah.
There will be information about this in the future.
In the future. As much as we hate to say in the future there will be more information.
Trent,
give you a hint. It may have been announced at the Calpheon.
Trent, any idea when the PS5 and/or Xbox thing is coming? Okay, right. So that was the other State of the Dust I forgot to mention at the top of the screen, but I'll say.
He's got friends.
He does have friends.
He's got friends.
And you were just trashing on friendship groups.
Yeah, well.
Where are your friends at?
Just because I'm trashing them doesn't mean I don't want them.
Sorry. So PS5 and Xbox Series X stuff. So I brought this up multiple times, and I know a lot of people in the community as a whole have been asking for this because there are people who feel. Let me finish this off first.
Yeah.
There are people that are saying that, like, look, we have access to next gen consoles or the latest gen consoles. We should be able to do this now. So it doesn't make sense to stay with backwards compatibility and whatever. To a certain extent, this is a personal opinion as opposed to PA. To a certain extent, I agree with it, but I kind of would want both if possible. You know what I mean? Like to continuously support older systems as well as to make a native one for a next gen one. That process, I don't know whether or not it started with the discussion that's going on with that. We've been bringing it up that, you know, more and more people feel that they've acquired next gen and would like next gen. However, from the stuff that, this is just me, but from the stuff that I've heard from people, it's mostly North America that has their hands on it more, as opposed to Europe. And it's a lot of people who are from, like, outskirts of Europe. and outskirts of NA that aren't able to have it yet. And I know we shouldn't be focusing on only the outskirts, and that's the reason why we don't do this. But yeah, that's the current situation with it. The conversation is still going, and hopefully we can figure out at least like a statement on it. But as I said in the past, and I really don't feel comfortable being the person to talk about the business practices or the business development of our company. I don't think that should come from me, and I've said this to a lot of people that I should not be the person to do this because I look like a homeless man. So with PS5s being more readily available, there is a shortage on those. You mentioned this on Discord.
In general, there is a semiconductor / chip shortage for
Yeah.
everything. This includes phones,
So hopefully
Xboxes,
we can get more.
whatever. So
And we can't get one on a major city. Like it depends on what area you're from and like what connections you have for sure.
there is a Twitter account that I cannot remember the name of, Wario something, and he generally posts like gaming news and availability, and I believe he's been pretty accurate with where PlayStation 5s and Xbox Series X is currently on.
Yeah. That being said, so a lot of people are saying like, well, even so, optimization on next gen stuff is kind of messed up. What we've kind of noticed, and I'll kind of peel back the curtain on this, what we've noticed with, especially with communications with other companies, is backward compatibility games, especially for a system like Xbox. PlayStation has something different that kind of affects backward compatibility. Live service games that are backwards compatible and go forward through smart delivery or whatever it is run into issues in terms of timing. And we, as far as I know, there hasn't been an official word from it from either Sony or Microsoft, because, and I kind of get from their perspective, like the idea is to go forward. Why focus on this? Even though we have this feature, we're going to work on next gen stuff. So yeah, a lot of the optimization stuff is on us, don't get me wrong, and that's something we're working on, especially on next-gen consoles with backwards compatibility. There are some hardware stuff that as well that we're trying to figure out with the platforms involved.
And there's also someone was asking about 4K on PlayStation 5. Why do I crash every time I'm in Velia? 4K mode in general on this game just works when it wants to. It's not particularly stable. We're trying to stabilize the non-HDR option, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's something that I've raised up, and we'll see what happens in the future. But I want to get back onto the Sage.
Can you use the Sage eBuff?
Yeah, I was going to do this. Right.
Sorry, I talked for a while.
Before
I'm
I
sorry
get
about
in
that.
here, Audrey, I was watching your stream yesterday, and you were like, I don't know any other class that has a buff on the LB, L1 side of things, right? Zerk has his buff on LB. It's perfectly natural. I don't know why you were throwing you were like, oh, it's so weird.
Why are you calling out people?
Because they don't know about Zerk. Right, so the E-buff is here. There we go. Electrify.
The millions and millions.
The millions and millions. Okay, and this is what it gives. It gives you all AP plus 30, all accuracy plus 15, and ignore all resistance plus 30%. That is your E-buff on here. And then, you know, that just gives you some cool stuff. The grab here. So remember, the grab is in two stages. There is either the ranged grab, which is that one. Then you can follow that up however you feel like. I'm going to do this just because I got to kill time until it comes off cooldown again. So there is the ranged one, which does the electric kind of force choke.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is the close-up one, where he literally just grabs you and slams you to the floor. And then you can do all the good stuff. Hey, I forgot the button for lightning prison, so I missed the cancel. But that's the grabs and the buffs.
It is a force choke, isn't it?
It is a force choke. It's a Magneto choke. No idea where we got the idea for that from.
Magneto choke.
Boom. Yeah. I actually really like the way the Awakening plays, and the damage doesn't seem to be overbearing. It seems to be more of a chippy kind of class. I actually really like the Awakening. Shame I don't play anything but Zerk.
How dare you call him out? Only Trent can do that. Oh, I'll mention this because
call him out in my.
Hold on. So this was actually kind of serious. So last update stream, I went out of the pocket essentially, and my frustration showed, and I went at specifically Guido, and that wasn't cool. Legitimately, that's not cool of me. I don't like that side of me. I don't want to be a part of that, and I don't think it's professional. I legitimately don't believe that's professional. So Guido, sorry, I believe we've spoken about this.
I like how you talk about professional.
No, but
that's.
But I came out of pocket, and that's not cool. So for me, it was like, I don't think any CM or anyone who's involved in communications should be doing that. Because my frustrations got the best of me, and I went with an argument. Like, I went at it as a fight as opposed to a discussion, which sucks because I always ask the community to be more human about it, and if I'm not holding myself to that standard, that's not cool. So, yeah, sorry Guido, legitimately. And that being said, only I can make fun of Audrey.
That's not fair.
What do you mean?
Make fun of Audrey for me then.
Huh?
Make fun of Audrey for not knowing that Q buffs are on this button.
But I like Audrey.
That's going to be another stream cap. That's going to be the intro to the stream. Okay, right.
But yeah.
So, one of the other things I want to do, I believe I have the Secret Book of Old Moon buff. Yes, I do.
Guido,
okay.
Even if you're fine, I thought I should publicly say that because that's not cool.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is... Uh-oh.
Your skill's on cooldown, that's why.
I got a 10-minute cooldown.
What?
Alright, so that was a mistake activating reset. Okay, so what we're going to do then is take a look at Succession. So the skills for Succession, my bad. I activated it because I wanted to buff again. So we already know Prime Optimization is a thing. That is the buff. Then we have Spear Bolt, which is that one. Up Y, using Y with other skills. Hold Y to charge. Show it again. Yep. Like that, you charge through them. And then Rift Storm, which is basically Lightning Storm, I guess. But there you go. A huge thundercloud is summoned, causing lightning to strike the ground, but it's blue because he's Succession. And yeah, those are the prime skills. Some people were really scared that Divine Judgment, the one where you jump up in the air.
Yeah.
Divine Executioner. Some people were really worried that that would have been there, but I think that would have been a little bit too overtuned.
I'm not gonna lie. It was part of the discussion at one point.
Nah, it wasn't.
It absolutely was. They're like,
No.
you know what would be really cool? If all stages could do that. Just like, no. Sir, no. Please. Like, no.
There is obviously the level of going, yeah, but, and everyone was like, yeah, we know, but it would be cool, wouldn't it?
There was a lot of that.
Yeah. I actually super like this class. It's just a shame it doesn't have access. Okay, right. I think that's everything we need to show.
Someone's asking me about Vel. Vel when Garmith, and Garmith when we get it to be working. We thought we made some headway. If you guys remember the last event that we did with the guild Garmith, I thought the console team thought that we made quite a bit of development going that way, but one of the critical issues, and issues not meaning lag and whatnot, it's the code or whatever that causes that lag, was really rough to deal with, and we're still kind of working our way through that.
So just to put it out there, there were changes made to it to try and make it run better. It didn't run. We were actually gearing up to launch it the next update,
Yeah.
I think, and issues were made very prevalent, and we had to pull that back just a little bit longer, and then it ended up being quite good. But yeah.
Not Vel coming before the Grey Expedition. You're meaning Garmith.
Garmith.
You mean Garmith. Sorry, we misspoke.
I did that a lot. I took a lot of crap.
Your community managers.
Is there anything else that people want us to show right now? I don't think there's much else. I don't know where the Star's End stuff is. I can't show these stuff because that's balance.
What's the discussion going forward on slow stacking, I believe?
something that has been discussed. We have
Yeah.
raised it up. People are aware of it, and we don't know if anything's going to happen
Thanks,
with
Audrey.
it at the moment.
Yeah. I agree. I think slow stacking should
Slow
be out.
stacking is a pain.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. What am I doing? Is there a fix to stop the Xbox game crashing and getting sent to dashboard all the time? It really depends on what it is that you're...
Are we talking about the 6-hour one? Oh, no, I said all the time.
Not all the time. I believe you've probably already done the cache stuff or wiping all that.
Clear data. Clear
I imagine
save
that's
data.
the case, but let me know if that hasn't been done. Why not have more stress tests regarding garment stuff? Because stress tests are good in collecting new data if we've made progress after the previous stress test. Now, when I mentioned the critical issue in terms of like the coding and whatnot, we haven't gone past it enough to warrant a new stress test. If that makes sense. Like, continuously doing it without any development, I think bears no merit, if that makes sense.
And also, just want to point out that stress tests are not... If this makes sense, some people might not get this, but stress tests aren't really real-world situations in that because it's the one-off, everyone decides to turn up. And then suddenly, you know, when everyone's there, it's a lot worse than what it would normally be. And that performance there becomes like, if we take that as this is what it's like, okay, we need to do a lot more work. It's like, yeah, but not everyone will turn up. Because it's an event, people are going to turn up. So yeah, there is also that aspect to stress tests in that it does give you the data you need. It will show things, but if the crash is because there's 800 people on the server in your screen, then it's not really Garmoff's fault. So it's a bit more difficult to judge that aspect.
To pinpoint each variable and to fix it. A different kind of question all of a sudden. Do you have to have rank 1 residence in all servers to get another gold bar investment node?
You know, I have zero idea on gold bar investment.
I actually don't know enough about gold bar investments either. People in Twitch and YouTube, I'm going to read that question out again. If you guys can help out, that'd be sweet. Do you have to have rank 1 residence in all servers to get another gold bar investment node? I don't actually know that.
Okay, so the one thing I do want to show is the spear bolt, and then you just hold it, and you'll keep eating back and forth like that. It's pretty cool. But yeah, that's why it's called a stress test. Yeah, exactly. But even if we run it as a test, it becomes a stress test because everyone goes. Yeah, it's just how it is, and we understand that, and we know that, which is, you know, going forward, when we do it again, we'll take that into consideration and run it a couple more times, I guess.
On YouTube, I know previously you said you didn't want to implement the ability to reduce graphics to enhance performance, but don't you think even for a temporary solution, it'd
We
be
never said
ideal?
that we don't want it.
Whoa, hold on. So, it wasn't so much as we didn't want to implement it to enhance performance. It was that in reducing graphics, it didn't. That was the thing, because where it draws from, and I think Jahinim explained it in Heidelball. It was in Heidel. It wasn't in Calphion.
Yeah.
It was in Heidel when this was mentioned, where the graphics draw from a different part of the hardware, which didn't really affect it as much. So it wasn't so much as that we didn't want to, as it just didn't help the performance. However, there are certain options that we've been asking for to kind of bring in to see if we can mess around with the CPU usage as opposed to GPU usage.
Yeah. And also, as we've said before, we had it in testing. It did not give any desired results. It didn't make the game run better. It didn't do anything else. Like, we tested it. It ended up being not worse, but nothing better. But, again, we'll go and ask it.
This is about the gold bar investment. Best thing I know about gold bar investment is the assessment shop and a worker with thrifty skills have a chance to save using something from 10's resources. So use this assessment that requires 10 of
I gotta load my chat up now. Okay.
I don't know enough about it. I truly apologize. I'll try and do some research on it, and then I'll hopefully get back to you eventually.
There's more to graphics than just texture quality, yes.
Absolutely. I 100% agree.
Yes.
Sorry, I think I oversimplified it.
I mean, simplifying it is simplifying it.
No, I think I oversimplified it so people will kind of go from there.
It got really bad since the last update. Make sure to clear your reserved space. So go to the dashboard, press start, manage game and add-ons, reserves, save game and data, and clear that data. If the game is like over time getting worse, clearing that sets it up on a new scale, because maybe that data in there is getting a bit jumbled between the last time you did it, so like 4 or 5 updates maybe, or 12 updates. It does get bogged down, so clearing it is beneficial. So as we go into the Q&A, I do just want to remind everyone there will be no coupon code today, because the coupon machine decided to
Not today,
have a heart attack.
this stream. In this stream.
In this stream, yeah, that's what I meant. People know it. So there won't be one in this stream because the coupon code decided to have a heart attack and break. So we'll be trying to get one out after the stream. If you're waiting around for the coupon code, psych, we got you to watch my terrible gameplay.
No, because I said in the beginning.
I know, but if they come in after that, and then we're like, I'm going to stick around for the coupon code and bounce. I want to get my Reddit points.
We need more hearts. It'd be more of a chance if we had more hearts dropping. My guild has done 38 garments and only 1 heart drop. Dude, you got a heart out of 39 garments?
That's pretty good.
That's actually really good.
The heart of Garmoth is way rarer than you think. Even if you run the world boss, it still isn't a guaranteed drop once per day. Once per time it comes out. It's a very rare drop. I can't share this enough. It's a very, very rare drop. And even bringing in world boss Garmoth will not necessarily increase the number of them.
I will say, in terms of the graphic quality stuff, though, because someone was asking, not in terms of performance, but I prefer lower resolution.
Yeah, you do.
I just prefer a personal preference, but I'm not so sure it'll actually
Someone's asking, if I'm playing another game and a buddy invites me to a different game, why do we load into BDO? I have no idea. That shouldn't happen. We reported it to Microsoft. We don't know. I legitimately don't know.
Is that actually
we couldn't get it to rectify on our end because we tried it. I tried it with another guy who plays on NA in our team. And, man, I was playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 with no problem. So I don't know. It might be your issue. I really don't know.
Have you asked more about why we can't copy Artina Souls? We have asked about it. Not sure where that is right now, unfortunately.
But yeah,
I'll follow up on that.
It's something that we have discussed. Do you drink soju? No, but my favorite flavor would be probably the peach. Or the mango. Or the orange. Actually, the flavors in general. But I don't drink it anymore. I'm too old for that.
No. I have very specific things I like to
We
drink.
have had very bad experience. Everyone in Korea has had very bad experiences with that drink. Okay.
Did you read your Discord DMs? Unfortunately not, and I'll explain why after, but
I got
just didn't get
through
to it.
quite a few yesterday, but again, I'm going to bring this up. If you send me a DM and you say, "Hey, Shirna, can I ask you a question?" It's gonna be a while until you get the response.
It's very polite, but you don't need to do that.
We do stress that we are very open. You can DM us. It does take us time to get through. Also, everyone who shares me, Sage, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we know.
Do we have to uncopy and then recopy gear for Sage Awakening weapon?
Yes.
You do.
Yes, you do. You will.
That's why we kind of stressed in the last stream, maybe hold off a bit.
Yeah.
Where did it go? Grape is the best? Oh, sir. Oh, sir. I'm worried about you. One sentence I've sent a whole essay. Yes. There are quite a few people who send me, and I don't mean this in a negative way. A lot of people do send, like, paragraphs on paragraphs, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
It helps.
I'm just saying there are people who do that, and it slows down the whole process for you guys. For us, I mean, got through a DM. It's fine. Can I ask you a question? Yes, done. Next one. But yeah. Also, I will say the reason why it takes us a long time to get through is because we generally take everything on board and we do reply pretty well. If you've DM'd us and like we've just said yes or okay, cool, it's because your answer was one of the quicker ones to get through. If it's like, hey, can I get this costume? And we're like, hey, we'll go ask, and good. But there are people who do put in some really thoughtful questions and comments and that kind of stuff, and we do deal with it. We aim to be at least discussive about everything. Even if we don't agree necessarily, we still try to discuss everything from a very neutral standpoint. Sometimes we go the opposite way to draw an extreme opinion into the middle to make it less extreme, which, you know, you balance the scale. If something's too far this way, if you go too far this way, eventually you'll try to meet a compromise.
Sometimes you need a paragraph to actually explain what it is that you're talking about.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree.
We don't. I enjoy paragraphs.
Yeah, I have nothing against it. I'm sorry I just didn't get to it. The other one that I kind of wanted to mention,
the celestial horse calling home quickly. No idea.
actually, you know what, I'll do trolley stuff at the end. But why are you guys so ready to nerf Sage? But Suck Wiz has been running on for 2 years, and you guys have done nothing. May I ask why? I imagine. Wait,
Well,
2
I mean,
years.
Suck hasn't been around for 2 years.
Regardless, I know what the point is.
Yeah.
One, not 2 years, but the other thing is, I kind of touched on this earlier, or Shirna touched on this earlier, and we can't really say too much about it, but
Can we see the Awakening skills list?
yeah, go for it.
Sure.
When we were going through a lot of the bug reports for certain skills and whatnot, we discovered things, and we're like, okay, not so much as just like, because I know the meme is gonna be like, oh, you guys discovered that he does a lot of damage. It's not so much as that. There was something that was actually kind of weird, and so we had to kind of run through all the classes. Now, when it comes to Suck Wiz, there's actually no justification for how long it took for PC as well as console. I'll speak on both platforms. I don't think there's any justification for how long it took to, acknowledge that there's something messed up going on there, because I agree with it.
Switch.
So, yeah.
Oh, man. How do you not get that this is Switch?
This might just be, roll.
Keep going. Well, how can I do Switch? Customer, how do I do Switch? I cannot do that on camera.
Yeah. It's only been, regardless of time. Legitimately.
Regardless of time, that's just picking on small things. But
Yeah, and I don't want that to be like, see, your time is messed up, so I'm not going to respond to you. So, yeah, I don't want to mess with that.
It is known. Something that we're going to do. Hopefully. I can't really talk too much about it, but I did talk a little bit about it at the beginning. Something is on its way. It's being worked on, and it's in progressive states.
When we'll be able to mount sprint in towns? Never. There's a speed limit for a reason.
Yeah, man. It's a school zone.
There's a school zone. Tagged pearl item can be used on Sage Awakening weapon, right?
Yes. The Marnie's...
If you're talking about the Marnie one, yes. If it's...
Because it's a copy one item, so you could do that. But yeah. The market... All right. Market time.
This isn't going to be good, is there?
No, it's not. You might want to step out for
Sorry,
this one.
for 1 second, though. Is there a Papu class coming? No. It has never... they've been open to the idea of it, but I don't think it's ever been promised that it is coming. I believe.
It's never been promised.
If I misspoke at the ball, I'm sorry. But yes,
It's more that it's on the table, not that it's going to happen.
Yes.
As in, we're open to the idea of doing it, but maybe not.
Okay,
right. Market talk.
Oh, dear God. All right, I'm going to have a bit of water.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
You can step out. Yeah. You can, step.
You can go home. You're done
you
here.
You can just go home.
Okay, cool.
It's
All right,
cool.
I'll be back.
Yeah. So, right, market talk. The market is mostly controlled by you guys. Now, this is true throughout. We do have our limitations of upper and lower, but free market, and you guys set the price. If you do not value your time and resources enough to not min list something, if you're min listing, you're not really respecting the time and the effort you're putting into what you're doing. You're just trying to make a quick buck, which does draw down the prices occasionally. And that is why most of the prices right now are very low. We have reported these issues. Basically, get a couple of wrinkles and stop selling at minimum price. Value what you have and sell it at a proper price. If you get a distortion earring and you're selling it for like 199 mil, sir, you got issues. If you need to see what the prices are on PC, if that would help you make a decision, you can go to BDO Codex. They have a price tracker at the bottom on items, and you can see, oh, well, it's worth this much. Maybe I should wait for the price to go up. The one other thing is, like, how can I go about this one? Prices don't change as quickly as, you might think, but they do change, and they change based on the activity in said market.
We're not doing the koi event.
No. I had one other thing about the central market. Right, that's it. Getting 200 mil right this instant by selling a min bid pre-order is always going to be less than waiting a couple of days and getting it sold at max price. Right? If you're getting distortion earrings and you're selling them dirt cheap low, dude, please don't. This is a PSA from CM Shirna. Don't min list things.
The best part was, the original question was, why isn't there a central market agent in this area?
No, it wasn't. There was another one that was about the CM.
Is that the one you missed?
No.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't see that one. The actual
Okay, I
question
thought
was,
you were responding to that question. I was like, dude.
No. I was responding to the guy who was like, why is the market prices always so low? 6.9 billion for a pen Kazaka.
Yeah, honestly, man, I get when some people min bid because at certain there's very few times where it makes sense. However,
if you need, let's say you need 200 mil for the next upgrade, still wait so that you have the money left over to do other things. Don't just sell it for 200 mil. Right, I got 1.9, let's go buy some gear. No, bro. Sell it at max price. And then when you sell it, you'll have a little bit left over. And then maybe you could buy, I don't know, what can you buy for 100 billion silver? Like 2 bananas?
If we could have like a Nayslayer version of the central market guy, that'd be awesome.
Just make a ring around the central market that's like a red zone. And it pings anyone who like min bids turns red.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, but you can do it from anywhere in the world. That's the problem.
So it pings if you've min bid something?
If someone min bids, they go red for an hour.
That's not a bad event idea.
No, but it's a terrible idea.
That's not a bad idea.
It's a terrible idea.
I actually kind of like this idea.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
It would actually be pretty funny.
That's actually a great idea. Yo, I'm going to...
If you min bid, you lose karma. I mean, that's how the universe should work, right?
Yes.
You're doing something dumb. Generally, karma will bite you on the butt. But legitimately, I am asking, stop min bidding if you care about silver. Right. Rant done. Thank you for stepping out for a second.
Oh, no, I need water. I haven't eaten forever, you know? Sorry, is there questions? Yeah, the question was, has there been any update about adding a central market director in the Longleaf Tree Sentry post? That was the question. That's the question I read.
That's the question you read?
Yeah, and then you went off about min bids, and I was like, oh my god, he's angry.
Right, if you're crashing on a normal Xbox One, as in the OG Xbox One, but not on your Series S, it's because the OG Xbox does struggle with running the game in general. Make sure that the settings for like HDR and stuff aren't switched over by account is another thing, because if the Xbox One OG is trying to run HDR where you're running it on the S or something like that, bad things will happen. But generally, yes, we are aware of the performance issues on the base models. It's something that we have continuously been working on. We do a lot of back-end, smaller chunks that we don't say to you guys because either they're too technical or like we're not expecting the world from them. And if we say, hey, we fixed performance in this area, and then it's a minor fix, I'll be seeing 100 people screen capping that and going, "Boo, what performance fix?" So we generally don't put in the little ones.
Gyeongmin on YouTube. The console broadcast is conducted in English, but there are many people who can't speak English. Can you re-upload Korean, Japanese, etc., with subtitles on YouTube? It's still frustrating. So, dang, do I explain this in Korean or do I explain this in English? Oh, I don't know how to respond to this right now.
If the question was in English, do it in English.
Okay, I'll respond in English. Sorry, Gyeongmin. So, basically, I think if we subtitle the entire stream, it's not going to be great because we do a lot of humor that is very specific to English, and subtitling the stream may not be a good idea. However, if we maybe did a patch note summary video, event note, or event summary video, and we subtitle that, I think that would be better.
Yeah.
Because I don't, legitimately speaking, I don't think people will want to watch the stream for us. I think it's mostly for information, getting their questions answered. However many questions don't get answered, there are questions that do get answered. So I think that's the problem with subtitling the stream. If we subtitle the summary video, maybe that'd be better. Can I say it in Korean? I could, but I'd rather not.
Shirna, make a side set of videos where you're narrating the whole game story. Nobody needs to see that. Nobody needs to do that. On the Sage stuff, I'll bring it back up. We're aware. Let's see how it is when he gets his full kit and the damage distribution's done properly, not 100% main hand damage. We'll see how it goes. Changes will come in the future if necessary.
Bullet points and translate would be great. Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. It sounds like a lot of work just wait a day for your region's patch. But I understand why the question was to subtitle the stream, because at times that there are questions that people want answers to. Which Wiz is obviously the debate, as well as Sage and other things like stay the addresses, or when the time calls for it, like public apologies and whatnot. I think those should be subtitled, and maybe doing a summary video would be good for that.
Can we get a fish guide tab for sizes of fish we've caught? It's a system that was in the game. We just can't view it. I'll bring it up. Sure. Yeah. Is 50 Guru the max level? It is the max level. Someone, they sent me a DM, and I forgot who it is, but someone in the East India Trading Company reached Guru 50 cooking.
Congrats, by the way.
Congrats, because that's crazy. I told the PC guys, and they were like, "Wait, already?" Basically, it's pretty impressive that you reached Guru 15 cooking thus far. Maybe we'll just never add the Guru box.
Is there a reason why the other Dream Horse is not out yet? Not that I know of.
They have to be worked on to be able to run properly on console. That's why it took so long to get Ardu.
Yeah.
But DNA and Doom are being worked on at the moment. I don't know which way round it will be. Probably DNA first. But I'm
probably
unsure.
We don't know that. Can Lucky, are you always role playing? Can you guys help with finding an EU counterpart to host events? I imagine you mean community events. Am I correct in assuming that? And that being said, for Asia as well. I think with community events, if you guys find people that are willing to run these kind of things, like, hit us up and let us know. Because I want to... Yes, okay. So I want to be a part of it in terms of, like, seeing it, not participating, because I don't want to take away from the event that communities have made themselves. For Asia, language differences might cause it to be an issue, but I'm down. If you guys find somebody that wants to do it, hit us up. EU as well, NA. There's a lot of people who, within the console team specifically, that would adore community events. And I've said it, I mentioned it multiple times before. The EU Fight Club. There is an Asia branch of the Fight Club.
Oh, there is? They expanded their offices.
There is and there isn't. So the Asia Fight Club is essentially 3 guys. One's Japanese, one's Korean, and one's from Southeast Asia. They get really drunk. And then they start shoutcasting their
My dudes.
their tournament, which is amazing. So yeah, if you guys can find more people, let me know, and then I'll see what I can do to kind of promote it. That'd be awesome. Lucky is everyone's favorite squirrely boy. I agree. I agree. Yeah, squirrely boy is probably best. The whole thing about no more nerfs, and I kind of want to touch on this again. In the case of no more nerfs, the caveat was that in case that something was like extreme, broken, and given the fervor of the community, I don't think that that's wrong to say about certain classes.
It was more of an ideal.
Yeah, it is an ideal.
A mantra.
But even then, like, I think there was a caveat, and I don't think it's wrong to say that something is wrong here. I think it'd be disingenuous of me and Shirna to sit in front of you guys and be like, yo man, nothing's wrong. And like, no. And I might get in trouble for saying that, but I just think it'd be disingenuous to say that. There's no Dandy Soul, but I want to take Soul. Yeah, I get it, the Artina stuff.
For those who are watching, this skill, there is the Arcanon is that giant little thing that flies above you. You can just about see it at the top of the screen. That's what the Arcanon is. It took us a while to figure that out yesterday.
Also, for those of you who speak either, I'll say this as well, because Lucky's apparently trying to find people who do community stuff. If you want to do community stuff but you don't feel comfortable speaking English, I'll do French and Korean. The only reason I don't speak Korean on stream is because, 1, it is an English broadcast. 2, the nuances of the Korean language I think are difficult to do if I'm consistently closer to me.
Yeah.
Because there are certain things that I can say that I would, the way that I would speak, if I slip, it seems extremely rude. So, yes, if you want to reach out to me in Korean, or if you want to reach out to me in French, or whatever, go from there. This would be great, and we'll help back anytime he needs. All right, cool. Where did it
Old
go?
Cinders, we literally just talked about that.
Which one?
Sage's unbalanced. I mean, debatable, but not debatable. It's pretty strong.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit over the top strong. But yes, buffing classes and nerfing classes is on the cards. As we hinted at least 3 times in the stream, we know something is in progression.
That's perfectly fine. Again, but
we get it. We understand.
Not just that. I would say this. For people who are in chat, it's difficult for people to take us at our word, knowing the problems that have persisted.
Yeah.
So I'll take the heat, and once we get something done, then hopefully we can change our minds. But yes. Sages are essentially unique.
Oh, I can change.
Nerf related stuff, absolutely agreed. Only class of her suck. Yeah, actions speak louder than words. I absolutely agree with you. So yeah. Did I imply that I was disagreeing?
Maybe I got the disagreeing thing, but no. Yeah, actions speak louder than words.
Agreed. So you guys are considering nerfing Sage because people cried? No, not really. Like, if you... I think that's the debate that always happens, is that, like, because some people complained, therefore we are going to go and do this. Because our previous actions did not reflect the current words that we're saying now. But, yeah. Nobody's saying that you disagree, it's just nothing's being done. I agree, yeah. So, once we move forward that way, hopefully we can earn that trust back, because I think we kind of lost it in terms of balance. I'll come on and say that part. Hope actions come quick. Agreed.
I mean, with Sage, there is a wait and see element for us in that he was doing 100% main hand damage, which may have been a little bit overtuned in some ways. And I know some people are going to be like, oh, but there are people who have pen gear and they're going to be exactly the same. It's going to be, yeah. It most probably will not be, even if it's pen to pen. There are probably going to be changes because don't forget, like, monster damage and human damage and all that stuff does change. Also crystals and stuff. There's balance aspects in which might differ when it comes to splitting the damage between Awakening and Succession, and it's hard to, let's say we balance the class before the Awakening comes out and we're doing it based on the skills he has already, and then 2 new skills come out, and while they functionally are amazing, they too are dumbly strong. Then you've got to do it again, and then Sage, people who do actually like the class for the class, which there are some, not because it's strong, but because it's actually a fun class to play, will be like, well, look, we got nerfed twice. It will get fixed, or not fixed. It will be looked at in depth. Would probably be the best way to say it. And we are reporting everything you're saying, but I mean, what I'm saying is, if somebody if you see a Sage and they disappear, very few places they're going to be apart from in your face. So like, I generally dodge backwards.
No, the other thing with, and I think kind of Cribs and Live kind of touched on it. Balance is obviously something that needs to be ongoing. However, our dev response time, I guess, like developmental response time, has been lackluster in that sense. I don't think there's anything that we can say to
remedy the time.
No. Like, there's no justification for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's no justification for how certain things have been operated, I guess. At the same time, there are certain things that we can't say. So, yeah, like I said, actions speak louder than the words. Once something happens, I hope we earn that trust back. And that's where I kind of have to leave it, I guess. Unfortunately, that's the part where I have to leave it. Will you guys ever do platform-specific changes? It was something that Justin kind of mentioned during the... say the Calpheon ball instead of the Hydro? I want to say it's the Calpheon ball.
If it was Jessup, it was Calpheon.
Okay. Yeah, it was Calpheon then. So, I believe it was something that it was going to be considered, but I'm not so sure where the discussions ended up with that. I know we kind of harp on it for a while, especially because, and you know, like, chat kind of knows this, like both YouTube and Twitch, where we got certain updates that were way ahead of its time in terms of balances. You know, like before we had Kappas, we had certain things that made Succession like go pop.
Yeah.
Which sucked. And I don't know if it'll be completely different builds, but I hope that we actually bring in the right changes when we can.
Okay, switch to main cam. Thank you, customer. Alright, I showed all the skills. Okay, right. Man, I am getting hot.
It is hot, dude.
I'm gonna take off this. Sorry that I'm wearing a soccer shirt. If you're a West Bromwich Albion fan, like, please be offended.
Portuguese, right. I gotta talk about this one too, because this keeps coming up in social media. Sorry, a different aspect of our community. Portuguese translations are not in the plans, and I don't believe we ever said it was gonna be in the plans.
It was something we were considering.
We considered it, but it was never kind of fully in motion, right? At the moment, there are no plans and there's no things that we can confirm. If it happens, we'll let you guys know ahead of time. But yeah, this has not been confirmed at all. He's legit easy to predict and easy to kill.
Sage? Yeah.
Who? Me?
No, Sage.
Oh.
It's not that it's easy to predict. It's like, A, you've got to see it coming. And B, you've got to... You roll the dice every time you do it, because sometimes they do end up behind you. Sometimes they'll end up on the side. It's not easy. Plus, if you whiff a skill, some people think that's like legitimately death. We are also working on adding Portuguese as an in-game language. Yeah, it's true.
Oh, we are working on it. It's a part of the notice there. Oh, I apologize. Sorry, I spoke wrong. I guess we are working on it. I just wasn't aware of what our team was doing. Thank you, Kashma, for
bringing that up.
Yeah, because I was incredibly incorrect on that.
We'll go talk to the localization team, I guess.
Yeah, if I can bring you guys an update next stream, I'll let you guys know, but I was unaware that that was a thing. I very sorry about that. Where am I looking now?
LOL snapped. Right. How long did it take for Tamer to get nerfed to the ground? How long did it take for Zerk to get nerfed to the ground? How long did it take for DK to get nerfed into the ground? Like,
sir,
they took quite a bit. And Wiz, yeah, one of the issues that people were harping on about was protected area. And Sage, yes, is pretty strong, but he is still very early days. He is, what, 2 weeks old on console? Like, see how it goes after he gets his full kit. When it comes to Wiz, and which I have my own opinions that I will not say here, but I agree with you. Like, I probably think they should have been touched earlier. PA was a starting step on that because that was considered the most broken skill, and then that got yeeted, and then everyone was like, oh wait, yeah, witches still have damage. But that was the main complaint for Node Wars and Siege Wars, is that protected area is a big issue, so it got changed. Future Witch Wiz changes may be on their way. They may not be. I cannot confirm or deny. But as I said, progress is happening.
Archer was shot down pretty fast, though.
Yeah, because with Archer, it was more because the fact that it would just yeet you off the screen. It could kill you from, like, you could be standing in the middle of Kama, and it would yeet you from Valencia.
Archer had a different issue on console if you're joining us from PC. A very different issue.
Yeah, it's a very different story when we talk about Archer on console.
Yeah, it is different.
Archer was never really nerfed on console.
Someone brought up the materials, so I imagine this means node related stuff. Yes. Constantly working on it. I'm hoping it comes in with one of the major content updates. We came pretty close, but it broke.
False Joker.
Straight up broke.
Wizard can do the same. The range isn't that much different. It used to be. We're talking pre-console Archer. Because we got all the changes.
Again, the Archer story on PC
it's
and
two
console are
very different lines.
Issues. There's both issues, but there were different issues with that.
Gear score cap on tier 1s. I am asking and asking and asking and asking and asking, and soon I am going to stomp on someone's desk until we get it in.
Did you guys say earlier that we're going to have to tag every weapon again to tag Sage Awakening?
You will have to tag the weapons again. You cannot tag it alone unless you use the Pearl Shop item. We did give you a warning about this during the last stream, I believe. We were like, you might want to hold off on Sage. Yes, you will have to do it again.
They mentioned seasons on console. We did, as did Jesognim. Soon. He does give dates in the video, but I don't want to say a date on right now, just because
I think it was more of a hypothetical for seasons.
It's off the top of my head.
Right, how about more rapid price changing for updates on the central market? That would loan it to more like actual manipulation. But it's something we thought about. Merc system, like, okay, if you're on the opinion that tier 1 Node Wars should come in, and then you argue for Merc system, there is the issue with the Merc system in general that basically Node Wars for smaller guilds ended up who can get the best Mercs.
Yeah.
I would rather see it not come in, but something else in the way. I don't know if that makes much sense. But yeah, for the Merc system, there is the issue that, like, whoever gets the best Mercs wins, and people, like, if you merc for a medium-sized guild, and they're like, hey, we're, like, only 3 sieges in, and then you come in on the merc, and you're like, bro, look at these scrubs. They don't know what they're doing. They're in the wrong place. They're not even holding the rock. What are they doing? Why aren't they using these skills? Where's the trainer access? But again,
That's a culture issue, though.
That's culture, plus also, it's also very hypothetical.
Yeah.
But again, we'll ask about it.
Are you saying Archer on console is more powerful than PC Archer? Actually, you know what? I'll talk about this. So, because, you know, this is a issue that was way in the past. We can actually joke about this now. For any of us who were Xbox OGs, because I don't think this happened on PlayStation.
No, because PlayStation, when they got Archer, it was...
with the crossplay.
Yeah.
So, for Xbox, for those of you, do you guys remember what happened when Archer first came out on Xbox? Like, if anyone in chat remembers, if you don't, I'll just straight up say it. But I just want to see if anyone actually clearly remembers. There was this huge issue with one of its skills. And it wasn't due to power or anything. I'm not comparing the power and all that kind of stuff. Does anyone remember this?
Is this the one where you crush the game?
Not for
everybody?
Not for you, though. You would crash everyone else, right? So if you used a skill that was at 100 and something % for Black Spirit Rage,
Yeah.
you would crash everyone else out. That's what I mean by the console Archer launch is very different from the PC launch. Like, it was insane.
And the PC balance when it came out was, let's just say...
The 200% glitch. Yeah. That's what it was.
Glitch.
It would rock everybody out.
Yeah.
And then we had to lock that specific skill. If anyone remembers that time, Discord was fun during that time. But that was, yeah. So when I say like the console release and the PC release were different, I mean in the issues. The scope of the issue in terms of severity were quite similar, but in terms of like which Archer is better, like I can't comment on that. But yes, that one was huge. First I heard this, I knew he had issues when he launched after about hearing for almost yes. So
on
actually,
PC, his balance was absolutely nuts because he was hitting you from.
PC was messed up in terms of balance in general.
Because it was hitting you from Australia while you were standing at the North Pole.
Which was insane. But for Xbox, it was that. And for PlayStation, it kind of fell under the cross-play fervor, I would say.
I'm not... LOL snapped. I'm not raging at you, and I'm not even saying that Sage is a money grab. Like, what I'm saying is it takes time for the balance to, like, legitimately find its way, if that makes sense. Because DK wasn't an instant fix. Zerk wasn't an instant fix. Zerk didn't properly get yeeted for quite a while, actually, if I remember correctly. DK, like those classes, they take time. They took time. They had to have their kit revealed and then see how it goes from there. So you make balance changes based on what is all there instead of missing a couple of skills. Because if you design the balance around a couple of skills and then another skill comes in and disrupts the balance, or like, you know, you've rebalanced it around 3/4 of the kit and then the last part of the kit is based on the original kit, it gets a little bit rough. So let's see how it goes when it launches. We agree Sage is strong. It's the first new class since Guardian, I would say, that has been on the upper ends of the balance discussion.
Fair. Nova was pretty much up there as well.
Nova started Nova started low. When Nova came out, it was started low and there was a lot of balance fixes to put it back up.
No.
Yeah.
The pawns wiped people.
Right, because there was an issue with them, though.
That's what I mean.
There was a bug with that. But with Nova and Hashashin, they kind of started middling, and then, you know, everyone was like, why would you release a class in this state? Like, this is terrible. Yeah. And then, so you can't win on either side.
No, I'm good with that, though. There's more reasonable people you should be answering. True. PC at least has click to move. I imagine this in regards to Archer. Agreed. Thank you for the clarification for, I imagine, the Archer thing. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I can't comment on the powers of either one in terms of comparing them. I can't say that, our one is better. Our issue was funnier. I can say that much. Because that was hilarious. Because we were in game at that time. Do you remember we were in game and someone was like, "Hey, let me show you something funny." And so yeah, it was all right.
Got back in. It's like, what did you do?
Users on either one. The user count on either platform, it really depends on what region you're on, and obviously I don't get to
Talk about that.
I'm not allowed to talk about those numbers because those are highly sensitive information. But per region, there's different numbers actually for how many PlayStation users there are versus how many Xbox users there are, and some of the numbers are actually quite surprising.
Paradigm.
PCs
He's talking about my boys. Again, it's like one of those things that I have no idea about Flamebuster spam. Unfortunately, I keep asking. Yeah. I am really sorry. Ring menu emergency escape when? Right. There's a story we will reveal in a future update. There is a story we will reveal in a future update.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Oh, deleted 2022. I mean, that's been optimistically deep.
Mobile has some cool skills. Can we possibly see them implemented on console soon or in the future? I'm not so sure. I think with re-rigging, how in depth do I go in this? I'll go slightly. I think some of the skills in terms of aesthetics look really cool on mobile because the platform allows for it. In terms, and when I say by platform, I also mean in terms of like the game design in general, it allows for that. When it comes to that specific skill and targeting and all that kind of stuff into our game, I'm not so sure. But I have asked Jezangnim, like, hey, can you go speak to like Songminim and see if we can get certain things of this? Some of the mobile arena mechanics would be cool. Yes, dude, like the Ravenous tournament, I've wanted this to be an addition to, like, add gimmicks to Arena Varsha. I would love to add gimmicks to Arena Varsha and have some fun with it. So,
okay.
Yeah, I can't give you more information about that in terms of mobile transfers.
If you noticed, I'm looking a bit confused. Someone has asked for a Suck Zerk buff.
Guido?
It isn't Guido, actually. It's someone else. Suck Zerk is very PvE orientated, I'll put it that way. PvP, it's not the greatest because it lacks a lot of movement. Don't think it needs a buff because it does what it does well. Awakening is okay, minus Flamebuster spam, I guess. That would be fantastic. But, you know, the new skills that came out on the classes did actually revitalize Zerg quite a bit. The Fisher Wave, I think it's called. Oh, that thing hits like a truck. It's great.
Why do people want my hoodie?
Because it's cool.
Yeah. I don't have much to talk about the hoodie. It is a Carnage hoodie. I love Carnage. But there was someone was asking like I don't know if this was in jest or a serious question, but I'll treat it like a serious question. I didn't say the Papu wasn't happening. I said that it's not on the plans. It was not promised.
Oh.
It can be considered. But yes, in terms of the streams, like the Q&A sections must suck.
Seismic Wave, that was on.
Seismic Wave? Okay. Yeah. So the Q&A section suck. It really doesn't. I enjoy this because I know how, like, we research the community for quite a bit. Like, you research PC, all regions of PC, plus labs, plus console. Yeah. I research console. Sometimes when I get to labs, I do, or SEA, but then I look at mobile and I look at other game companies as well. And the way that their community interaction goes in terms of people from the company talking to the community is quite, in my opinion, kind of forced. Do you know what I mean? Where it seems like there are certain questions that are specifically picked out. And you can make that argument against us as well. I know that argument has been made against us as well. But I like our eclectic style of like, yo, there's a conversation happening. You can't ignore the conversation that's happening in chat. It doesn't make sense to do that. And I know this style of Q&A isn't for everybody, but I would rather take the heat from a community who deserves to vent And when I say vent, like voice out your frustrations, because how else do you know about the community? You know what I mean? And sometimes, like I said earlier, like last stream, I got frustrated and it wasn't cool. I think sometimes that might happen, but I think as a community, we're better for it. So, no, the Q&A sessions are honestly, and I mean this honestly, is my favorite part of it. When
We
we
get to trigger people by saying Suck Zerk is PvE.
did I say that?
No, I did.
You said Suck Zerk is PvE?
Yeah. It's actually pretty good for PvE. PvP, maybe it does.
I imagine you guys would be good at life skilling too.
Oh, mate.
The best of the fishermen.
Suck Zerk life skill.
Top tier.
Those trees have no idea what's coming.
Mobile has instances for bosses. Is that something you consider for having Garmouth or the sea? I imagine you mean Val.
It would require a structure overhaul of how the game works.
But
would say.
that being said, when we say it's been considered, it has been discussed. I think the current state of it is what Shirna said, where it's gonna require a massive overhaul. But I don't think I don't think anything's super out of. Like, how do I say this? Like, never gonna be an option. So yeah.
So hold on. Stop treating life skill as like unwanted red-headed stepchildren. I mean, we don't.
What? Who am I treating like a stepchild?
Life skillers.
No. What?
We gave life skill mastery.
That's the first gift that they've ever received. Also, for this week's special login event, there's life skill related stuff in there.
And also, we are planning on bringing the materials back once it fits in a nice spot. It's weird to describe, but basically,
Realm of
when it's
possibilities.
ready.
You're absolutely correct. Thank you.
And also, what was I looking for with life skill? Imperial boxes, again, something that I actually want because I'm sitting on so many materials that I can sell, but I'm waiting. Wait, what about redheads? Someone said that we treated them like a redheaded stepchild, and I don't know what they mean. Like, all children are wonderful. I mean,
What?
I don't know. Because, like, some people see redheaded as being weird, but, like, they're just children, man.
You think all children are good? We've both taught at schools before. I know what you demons are like.
That's very true. Very true.
I know exactly what that's like. Chat
Any
settings broke. What? Sorry, go on.
Any plans for succession on Shy? Not that I know of. Any events coming up minus the whole Sage stuff? The Lightning stuff. There's the prepare for the Great Ocean update stuff, which is like...
There will be a future update regarding water. So this will help you prepare for more water.
Yeah, and let's just say the ocean is really great.
Chat settings broke. I can't see messages from half the people talking in chat, even when I have everything enabled and chat is not international. Right, there's more people that have this. What is going on with this? Yo,
There might be parental settings or like check your user-generated content settings. If you have them on moderate, it might affect what you're seeing because the way it works is really complicated on the Xbox chat systems. But check your parental settings, make sure everything's okay. You might have things blocked from like people not on your friends list. You might have people blocked from like really random stuff. Just check those settings as well.
Louie, your hair is longer than mine? God dang, dude. That's awesome. There was something here that I missed, which was... No, I've seen this. Oh,
Right, Nate. Nate is now a sage. Nate, if you drop us a message on Discord, don't instantly bounce out the Discord because we can't reply.
Okay, so this isn't just Nate. There are other people who do this too. Yo, I just want to say it's my first time talking to a CM. That's the message. And I tried to reply within whatever because I was like, oh, you're new. I've seen you in the streams. You're new. Try to reply. Not a friend. Not in the same server. It's like, what? Like, did you just join and bounce? I don't.
Like, Nate, you're like, yeah. It's a bit weird when you just join and bounce.
I'd like to apologize if I offended someone by my comment. Chrissy, what did you? No, don't write it in chat. Hold on. I need to think this through. if to be fair, if we've offended anybody, it's probably going to be from me and Shirna.
A savage sloth. Shirna, kids are a treat. In a Shirna, more kids, more crones.
Yep.
Okay. Level 63 passive for Shy when, I mean, Cribsy, of all the people who will ask, do you need it? What if we made it an AP debuff on the class?
AP what?
An AP debuff on Shy itself as the 63. As a nerf just to Cribsy.
I actually enjoy watching Cribsy terrorize every streamer possible.
That's true, yeah.
It's one of my favorite things.
The edit UI likes to turn off chat randomly. There are two options for chat because one is an archaic function. Make sure that's not being accidentally activated on your ring menus while you're fighting. Vengeance Red Title, we've explained it's not happening.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm not going to joke about that. That's just not happening and unfortunate. So,
Cribsy, yes, you would slay me. You would, even with an AP debuff.
Someone's asking about this. There's a a buff on PC from campsites that increase something. Can any idea when we'll see it on console? No idea. I don't believe that that's in the cards as well. I don't know when it'll come in, if it does. But yeah, I've seen this question multiple times. I'm sorry. I wish I responded to it earlier.
Thoughts on a single stance version of Awakening? No. So, like, you know how we have Succession? What if we did a version of that for Awakening? And personally, no. Awakening's joy for 90% of the classes is the way it ducks in and out. The Awakening only thing, I don't think works.
Okay.
Personally, I just don't think it's not my cup of tea. Let's put it that way. I just don't like it.
Trent, in terms of content, how long do you think console would take to catch up to PC content? I know we joke about like Odalita like being 2022. That's really optimistic, but for the most part, we made a lot of progress, and I'm actually really like proud of that, legitimately, because like it's been 2 years on Xbox or whatever, and 2 years on PlayStation. And, like we got a lot of content in there, and I think we're making good pace. At the same time, obviously with Jesonim's plan for how Kafra is going to be rolled out, that may not change, but that's kind of going to limit it a bit. But, characters, new areas, game modes and stuff, if we get those in, we get those in. So I think
in terms of content, in some aspects we are years behind PC.
Yeah.
Other aspects we're right on the door of them. It's really awkward. Like when someone says, "Oh, like console is always 3 years behind content," it's like Sage.
Not just that. Like in certain areas, you're absolutely right.
Like it's not a straight barrier. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
It's like a wibbly wobbly line of how close we are to PC.
It's hard to say to give it to. Are videos frozen? Are we frozen?
Your V are frozen. Kashima, check it out, buddy.
No, we're good. We're good.
Okay, that's a you issue.
Okay, sorry. No, yeah, sorry. I guess I misread something completely. Honestly speaking, and this is like a random thing I thought of, we haven't had audio issues in a while.
It's rough. Not used to it.
We've lost 30% of our content.
Pet groups is something that we have asked for, as is
Hide pets as well.
Pets.
Hide pets as well.
We made another set of quality of life requests that we get asked for every now and then. Just like things that would make life easier, I guess would be the best way to talk about it. It's not the place for things like balance. It's not the place for like content. It's more, how can we make life easier for the players? And that is the request that we put out. We get asked that every now and then. And it's just like, oh, hey, like, can you guys think of anything that would do this? Like Nada's band came out or something like that. So that kind of stuff.
It's honestly nice.
Speaking of frozen, people that complain need to let it go.
Honestly, it's nice not having audio issues, but it'd be nice if we got those Imperial boxes. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't. So no. Hopefully we could. I want those boxes as well. Where is my audio? Proceeds to put hand on mic. Yeah.
2 hours.
I have bad habits.
Someone put 2 hours. ZZZZZ. You don't need to be here, man. We
Oh,
already
yeah.
said there's no coupon.
Coupon code, if it gets fixed, we'll put it up on the on social media as well as on Discord. You guys bring up Kabilius in the beginning of the stream made my day. But I'm glad we made someone laugh.
I saw someone post it on Reddit. I think it was the PC Reddit, and I was like, "That's my stuff." The Kabilius. Let's go.
There's no shame to dying to
Cribsy. No, not at
to
all.
RR Senpai. You know, like there's no shame. It's
Oh, so when Archer's getting the outfit, no idea.
Eventually.
How about another Kelpie on ball? I mean, I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah. Could you imagine if we have to do it again? I don't think we should. We're not allowed to be here.
Sicaria is part of the Great Expedition patch. It should be.
Archers need help.
I mean, yeah.
We could maybe run an event where we bring back the 200% glitch. Like each week it rotates at a different hour of when that actually happens.
Swamp Ball when? Not soon enough, man. The Glitch Ball needs to happen. That would be amazing.
The glitch ball?
The Glitch Ball.
Have we mentioned this before?
I think we've mentioned it. So we've had the idea of running a console-only ball where we actually go to a swamp. It's not legit.
We is a strong word.
This is my brainchild. This is what happens when you give me a little bit too much time at lunch to think.
Not kill notifications. The tech is not there anymore. The tech is not there only because we feel that it's a aesthetic UI, and while we're still kind of working on optimization in that end. However, I have asked that like people really want this, want the kill UI. So
because dunking on people is fun. Class-based Arena of Ashitani when? Right. We're monitoring the way that the other regions are going, and then I don't know how much we can actually do on this, but I want it. Actually, we talked about it last time. I don't want the class-based AOA.
Yeah, you mentioned this. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I remember this is a question I want to ask to chat because we're kind of winding down now, and there's more, a lot of the other strong questions are going. So, right. We always talk about, the normal menu settings, and then the abomination that is the right side gang. We agree that there's different opinions.
Yeah.
Right. So I was in Flexy's chat.
Here we go.
Right? I was in Flexy's stream, and like Flexy has right side, and I'm just like, yo, what? Why are you hurting me like this? And then someone in his chat was like, yeah, you know what? I've been trying to get him to like understand the mini map rotation. He doesn't get it, and he was like, no, I don't put rotations on my mini map. And I was like, no one does. Yeah. Who sets the setting on their mini map to go rotate? Does anyone in chat rotate the mini map? Or does it always point due north for you?
Always due north. That's how you navigate the desert and the ocean.
Right?
Quickly, just to interject. So when the community wants something and Shirna doesn't want it, we don't get it. That's not how it works. We throw things out. Someone says, stop wearing a mask.
I do?
Yeah, what?
No, someone said like I do. I do this thing.
If you have the minimap rotating, you're nerfing yourself.
Yeah. No,
because you need to orientate north to know where you're going in the desert.
So his argument was, I don't know where I'm going if it's not rotating. However, there is like it moves.
It does.
So your field of vision, like you'll know where you're going. Yeah. And I was like, that is so weird. But see, in chat, people are like, no, I do it. You know about this.
Weirdos.
To me, that's weird.
So, okay, I wanted to deal with this because it comes up in the pre-show and then they disappear. So someone said, stop wearing a mask. It's the dumbest thing. You hang out with each other all day. We also work in a company with a lot of people. Everyone wears their mask all day in the office. Because COVID is a thing that we take seriously, we wear the mask continuously. And someone was like, but you're only in a small room. Like, there's 2 of you there. Yeah, but I travel in from one city. He travels in from another. Kashmir travels in from somewhere else. Like, the mask is a precaution.
And I
it
think
is
it's
a
a good thing.
precaution I'm willing to take. The back of my ears would probably have a different story to tell.
I will say that we are from. It's also being played. Yes. It's also that we're in Korea, and the circumstances in Korea are different from how it is in America. As far as I know, vaccine rollout has been better in North America than other places in the world, whereas in Korea that hasn't really like taken off properly. I know in Canada it didn't take off properly either. There's a lot of issues. So
Someone said the code so I can go to bed. We've said multiple times throughout the stream there is no code in this stream.
yes. If you need to go to bed, go to bed. But yeah, we just do this out of safety, and I like that for, we get the full body scan disinfectant thing or whatever, and that's awesome. But I like that everyone does their part here. So, good stuff here.
I'm cooking shy what piece you want. I mean, I don't want any of it. I don't want a piece of it. Will console have more flexibility with the UI? We've been making progress towards this.
Yeah.
I don't know how much more is on its way.
You guys are in Korea. We are indeed. The console stream, if you see us two, we are in Korea. When you see anyone else, it's up for debate. I believe the PC streams are a mix of regions, whereas for us, we're in Korea. Mobile, Black Desert Mobile global version, the people who do those streams are also in Korea.
Yeah.
And they're wonderful people.
They're
I like
cool
them.
people.
Yeah.
Yes, someone's asking about the life skill thing. The life skill node stuff was reduced as well. It was considerably less percentage than the monsters, if I remember correctly. Like, considerably less, but it was still enough to be felt. They will be coming back in the near future, hopefully, if all things go to plan. So they were removed. So we removed monsters, and then I think it was 6 months later we removed the life skill nodes as well, and then we put in the monsters back, and then we're going to put in the monsters back. We're just not sure which way around it goes. Shirna, grow your beard because archers can't.
Dunking on Croc will never not be funny.
Yeah.
Have your kids banked you any new gains, or have they doomed you?
Have they what? Has your kids banked you any new games? Oh, no. So, right, I decided that I would take the responsibility on myself of burning my silver down the Tungrad drain, as it was at the time. And I hit it. I hit my 2 Tettunnies. So now I'm essentially feature complete. I've been, kind of chilling out a little bit more, doing some life skills because, grinding Star's End when my Agris fever gets up, I guess. But, basically I've just been, I got to a point and then I was like, okay, I'm here. Let's take it easy for a little bit before we decide to start changing things up where we change the Tungrads for Distos and go for those penitents on the Beg's gloves and, this, that, the other. So I'm 273, 275, I believe.
When
I did it myself.
When we do streams, we stream to both Twitch and YouTube, and on our phones we just use Restream to kind of check on both sides. And
who says tree for try? What kind of heathen world are we living in?
Oh god, this is not the pronunciation thing again. We're not going through this again.
Okay. Someone said Tungrad gross. Yeah, but when it was the one thing I needed to get through the APDP brackets I needed, and I couldn't be bothered to do Kafras too much because, I've wanted Tet Tungrads since long before we had anything better. So Tet Tungrads were the dream. Now that I've got them, I can look to a newer, brighter future. Even if Tungrads became the worst earrings in the game, because I've tried so long and so hard to get the Tet Tungrads, I'd still go for them. Even if they got made into red coral earrings, I'd still go for them Tet Tungrads.
Why?
Because it's the principle. You have to show the Black Spirit who's boss.
My god. Alpha says tree for truck. Alpha?
Oh,
You've disappointed me.
I heard someone call Pri. Oh.
That's not okay either.
For the chat stuff, legitimately, we and this is not really the place to do it, and we are not the ones on top of it. Regardless, support tickets or send us screenshots if you can. It takes us a while to get to the screenshots, so support is the best bet. And remember, just because you don't see them disappear, or you think they're offline, or you think they're just not chatting, there is a process that we have to go through to make it fair. There are ways to be bumped up a step.
Yeah.
But chat bans do go through.
It happens, yes.
But they can seem like, oh, this guy just quit. They didn't even ban him.
Pretty much.
It's hard to tell. We don't put it out there. Occasionally, there are some now that are put out, I believe, in the notices that Costa makes us write. But we don't put everything in there, especially when it's just a chat ban.
Oh, I do want to explain this. So, Paradigm. So, the colorblind assist stuff. Right. So, this is not towards you, because I remember seeing comments about this elsewhere, because last stream I said that we're kind of still doing the research to see what we can do with it.
Yeah.
Both on PC and on console, to see what we can do with this. Now, there were some users who kind of took that and said, yo, well, the research has already been done. Go here. Like, you're just lying. I know about it. However, the American Commission for Colorblind Tests and stuff is actually vastly different. There's different requirements on how you do the test and how you incorporate certain colors, or not incorporate colors, certain options, and to see which ones work, because accessibility in relation to user experience is specific not only to the region and the laws and whatnot that are the rules, I'd say, or preferences to that region, but it's also to the culture of those players. And so we're still trying to kind of figure that out, and we have been. I do keep talking about it, because we talked about with one of the honchos overseas.
Yeah.
Brought it up as well, and can you let us choose? I'll explain this in a sec. So hopefully we get more done, but yeah, it is a work in progress. Can you let us choose the color UI to best suit the person? I want to say that would be awesome. At the same time, maybe not. Like, maybe if there's a range or something like that. I don't know enough to tell you about this right now.
One guy gave one valid reason for the minimap rotating, which is like partially blind guilty. He is exempt from the derision that we have given. Yeah.
Write down the name so that we know.
But he said it's a guilty. He didn't say the name.
Oh, okay.
What about a chat report system that's a little more user friendly? I mean, the big issue is, right, if you automate it, there are people who try to abuse the support system regardless anyway.
Yeah.
But there are people who would flag you up, and then if it's done by an AI, like if we make a program that if you get X amount of reports, you get chat banned, that will be abused. 100% it will be abused, just like guild decking, all that kind of stuff, it will be abused. Support system gets abused as well. If you do it the human way, again, it's like you take someone off tickets, or, you know, you have to find that person. And then, I don't know if you guys have ever dealt with this. I've done chat moderation for other games in my previous companies and whatever. You can do it for about 30 minutes before you just lose faith in humanity.
Yeah,
and
it's a rough job.
It's rough, and the drain and burnout is rough. When it's a screenshot and we can just double check it, like, you kind of remove yourself from it. But if you're sitting there just reading the reports over and over again, it gets a little icky.
But for those of you that need to sleep,
I would like a better way to do it.
If you guys need to go to bed, or you guys need to bounce, like, there's no new information here. Like, right now we're just kind of messing around. Chat is so bad. Yeah, honestly, just keep sending in those tickets and then go from there.
See Afro.
Yeah. Remember that time somebody impersonated me and I got pinged for their bad behavior via automation? Wait, Rory, did we do that? You gotta let me know if we did that, because that's an issue.
Oh, no. I think he got banned for something, and then he got pinged. Don't let that happen via automation, because then there'd be no way around it.
Right.
Liverpool jersey when? I have standards. European Super League founding members, get out of town.
Are the Book of
Useless.
Lives not able to be stacked with extra life scrolls?
I believe they do. If I remember correctly.
No.
I believe they
I don't think they do.
need to double check that. Conflicting information here from the CMs. We'd need to double check.
Yeah.
I finally caught a live stream and we're off in 9 minutes.
Yo, how? I always see him in Flexi streams a lot. What's going on, man?
World Nightmare Boss
yeah, they
went.
don't.
Yo.
They
Yo.
absolutely don't.
Yo.
World Nightmare Bosses went? No, absolutely not.
Not absolutely not. Just not right now. The thing, like, they're rough even if you're sitting at about 100 people at 300 AP. Like, 400. Like, the higher you go, they still hit like tanks and they hurt and they're hard to kill. Let's keep it at normals for now.
Yep, they don't stack. Sorry, chat.
They don't
Skip my question a third time? Oh,
They don't
dang.
scan.
Dizzy,
They
what
don't.
happened? Yeah, Book of
People, whoa! You say people who play the game. People who life skill would know.
If Sage is
Mr. Simple Chromeal for life skilling.
Dizzy, I don't think it would. Legitimately, in regards to your question. So, if it, like, I'll say this. If insert class name gets nerfed, and we've used a weapon exchange coupon to get there,
Yeah,
would I get it replaced?
I'd imagine not.
No. I don't, because I don't think it's, like, Sage alone isn't the, I guess, like, the custom to be built upon. So, yeah.
I had Zerkers with good life skillers. I mean, it's about the only thing I'm doing right now.
Can the red eyes on Sages be used elsewhere? I don't believe so.
I got serious question. I have 298 fail stacks and nothing goes up. Is it a bug with my RNG? I mean, it's not a bug with your RNG. Legitimately, RNG is a cruel mistress.
Yeah.
Nobody can contain her. But I would say at 298, that's a solid Pen Black Star attempt.
But yes,
Solid.
sorry, Dizzy, for answering like that.
Any news on a gunner class? I mean, I think it was discussed last time. No. I think it was the Heidel, the Calpheon Bull.
Yo,
I don't think it will happen.
Zero. So I saw yours. I mentioned it. I don't know where we are with the barcode name stuff. I believe. So basically, he got bounced on the barcode name,
Yeah.
but he sees other barcode names.
Yeah.
So we asked him to send me a DM or send one to take support. He did do so, but we haven't heard a response from it. Usually when it happens to like name changes like that, you won't hear a response from it in terms of you, the reporter, because we just have to go check it ourselves. If it hasn't been changed, it might mean that we're backlogged, but I'll go push for it again. Like, sorry if you felt ignored on that.
Shirna obviously hasn't had to swing his own Pen Black Stars. Mate, I haven't even hit a TEP Black Star yet. RNG has not been nice to me when it comes to the Black Star.
Oh, yeah. The, Okay, Rory story I know about now. Right, I remember hearing the story. So basically, someone wanted deck on brutality.
Oh.
What they ended up doing was deck on brutally. And there was confusion. So if like let's say things were automated and it was similar. Yes, I remember this story now.
There are top tier guilds on PC with barcode names. Yeah. We're console. And honestly, barcode names are an issue for quite a few reasons. Mainly because it stops us from doing our investigations properly because we have to sit there and work out which version are you.
Core in 2020. By the way, amazing username. If you see stuff like that, legitimately reach out to the PC support, and I believe
No, barcode was pretty around. They were known. Like,
No.
I personally hate barcodes in this game because of decking.
But that's what I
things
mean. Like, I know you can report it to PC because I know they're still looking into that kind of stuff. Like, they clearly backlog with stuff, but yes.
Buff Shirna when made I need it. Sitting here on like
Barcodes on
Try
PC have been around
militia.
since launch. Yeah, no, like, I'm not denying that, if that makes sense.
I guess because it's been around so long, everyone knows what the barcode is.
Yeah, fair. Okay.
But when we say barcode, we literally mean the I's and ones, the I's and L's.
Yeah.
And it doesn't only affect you when it comes to like other people reporting you or trying to deck you. It also can be negative if you have an issue and we're trying to do it and someone changes an I for an L somewhere or something gets yeeted off of, like this has happened. Sometimes you put a name in an Excel sheet and a letter will be deleted for no reason. And then we're stuck going like, was it an L or an I? Yeah. It's rough operationally to do that kind of stuff.
I found a bug grinding Shira Ruins is the worst grind ever. Please fix.
Shira Ruins, I would never step
It's working as intended, my friend. Villa DB. That is not working. I want to say Costa reported this at one point.
We'll bring it back up.
I saw that question. Sorry about that. Putting away weapons in combat. I know. I can't promise you anything. I know, though. However, can we get additional ring menu slots?
Something we've asked for.
Oh, like a ring menu in your ring menu? Okay.
Put a ring menu in your ring menu.
Have a good night, guys. If you guys want to go to sleep. But I think, honestly, we start to wrap this up because it is hot.
Yeah. It's been we're trying to end it at 1:30 because the restaurant that we go to for lunch is generally quieter around this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any classes you guys would like to see in game in the future?
Talked about this before. I do it sounds weird that we just said no, a spell gunner gunner class will never happen. I want a spell gunner.
We know it won't happen, but
it's a dream.
Yeah.
Can you imagine running around pew pew pewing fire bolts at people?
I would love it. Come chill sometime when you have time. Yeah, for sure. I will. For me, I think the class that I wanted to see more than I want to see a class that is very airbendery. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uses if you think of King of Fighters,
There's Mai with the fans. Someone who uses fans as a weapon, so Katana from Mortal Kombat and stuff, and it uses wind.
I would like to see wind-based things like that. That'd be kind of cool.
I mean, just because we want it, just because we think they're cool, doesn't mean it's ever gonna happen, though.
I would love for Liu Kang to be in our game.
Just the sound effects?
Yeah.
Just put the sound effect on every single. That's how you can nerf any class. Just change all their sound effects to the Liu Kang.
Everyone knows that's the bicycle kick.
That's the bicycle kick. Hence why I went like that.
Kung Lao as well. Yeah, we talked about this in Flexi Chat for a while.
That would be amazing.
Kashima was gone for a bit. He's asking why we're talking about random things. Kashima, if there is a class that you want to see in game, if there was nothing to do with IPs or licensing or whatever, what kind of class do you want to see in Black Desert? It doesn't even have to make sense for Black Desert. What do you think?
He wants to think about it.
Okay.
That's not fair. Kashima screen time, please. I mean, he is a man of mystery, and that's how he prefers it. He enjoys the anonymity, and yeah, he's a weird person, but we love him anyway.
Yeah. I wanted another class archetype that I wanted. I don't know if you know. Do you know King of Fighters that much?
A little.
I wanted a class that's very much like Rugal or Geese, very much a counter class. So Geese was a very much counter-based class or character, and Rugal was just, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna grab you by the face and kill you. So yeah, I would love to see a class. I don't think it'll happen, but I would love to see that.
We can all have dreams.
Dreams are dreams.
2020. I mean, while the humor is not lost on me, I can't say it on stream. Okay, I think
Core in 2020. Yeah, I read the same thing.
A card summoner, Yu-Gi-Oh style.
Joey Wheeler, my friend.
Joey Wheeler. Kashima wants Joey Wheeler, guys. That's what he wants.
Yeah, Brooklyn Rage.
Let's go. Joey Wheeler in the house. That'd be amazing.
Oh, that'd be the worst class possible. Anyways, we gotta start bouncing. We've been streaming for.
Oh, actually, one last question
all the
because
time.
no, this one's actually something that we've talked about before. Do truffle mushrooms give hyphae? Or
No.
hyphae?
No.
No, they do not.
Truffle mushrooms don't have hyphae. So yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce it. That's probably wrong. Someone's gonna shout at me, but they do not. The item exists on BDO Codex. They're never implemented.
Yes. Anyways, we gotta start wrapping this up, man.
Yep, guys. Oh, it's been 2.5 hours again.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you guys for joining us on this very long stream.
Just remember, right? Balance. There's balance. Yes, it takes time. Yes, we've lost a lot of. What was the word we're looking for? A lot of trust because of how long Witch Wiz took, I guess. But it is something that we know, we report, we are aware of. Things are in motion. And that's about as much as we can say about it. But seriously,
I hope that we can kind of earn that trust back once things start rolling. So yeah.
but yeah, guys, thank you for everything. Thank you for joining us on this eclectically wild ride that has been this stream, which started with Sage Awakening and ended up with stories of Liu Kang bicycle kicks to nerf classes.
Boom.
But seriously, guys, thank you so much. And I guess we'll see you in the next stream in 2 weeks.
Yeah. See you guys later, guys.